This might be the best. Got afternoon light flowing in.
Looking good, brother.
Oh, I want to smoke again. Where's that Sheely?
It's mystery.
Hey there, Chad.
What's going on, guys? Getting set up here.
I'm hungover as fuck today.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, it is Tuesday. Or no, it's Sunday. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know what day it is. The
It
only
doesn't matter.
well, it sort of does because like Sunday should be like, oh, that's football. There's the Pro Bowls on. But I realized like this morning I got up with all my shit ready to go to the post office and get there early and shit. And I was like, oh, wait. I was thinking it was midweek.
Welcome to my world, Andy.
Yeah. Of next
Hilarious.
week. I was thinking it was next week, midweek.
I went to see who was winning the Super Bowl earlier today.
Yeah.
No, that's not even today. Shit.
Oh,
I just knew it was Sunday.
Yeah, I think it was I in the hospital? No, it was I was at home and I watched a football game and it was like a year old, but I was watching it and it was the same teams that are playing. So I watched it and it was I watched the whole game and it said right up there clearly, it said replay. Fuck. So I watched a double header. I think that was a Tampa.
Yeah. You're like, oh man, they traded Brady back to the Patriots?
Yeah, fuck.
Wow. Dude, seems like I would have heard about that.
How long was I out?
Yeah. That morphine doesn't do enough though. But it definitely gets rid of time and pain.
There's our fourth.
I got a bunch of these ordered.
Nice.
They add to my sticker pack, which I sold about 10 of them. That's about all the work I can do. You know, you got to get each sticker individual, make sure they're not duplicates, put them in an addressed envelope, a stamp, all that shit.
Wow. Sounds pretty complicated.
And then I take a 2-hour nap.
Sounds like the T-shirt factory put you on light duty.
Yeah. Yeah, and I sold a bunch. Well, not a bunch, but I sold 3 shirts to the same couple. They ordered different names and ordered the same thing, and I don't think they had a conversation about it because I got 2 orders going to the same house to 2 different people.
Maybe it's a O. Henry gift of the Magi thing where they're each buying it for the other as a surprise.
I'm so glad you remembered the name of that because it was rattling in my head going, what's the name of it? You know the store.
What's the name?
The Gift of the Magi.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like she sold her hair, her beautiful hair to make enough money to buy him something, but he bought her a hairbrush, but he sold his fucking
watch. Yeah.
Shit. Fucking bummer.
Yeah,
I think the moral was about communication relationships, really. I didn't get that as a kid, but now I think that's really what it is.
Yeah, mine shut down years ago, and so I can tell you it doesn't. It's probably true.
My wife and I never bought each other gifts because we've always shared the same bank account, so it seems kind of stupid. Like, I'm gonna go buy you something with our money. Like, hey, I bought something. All right, there you go. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but the Jehovah's Witnesses are very, very logical. You know, you want something, just go get it. You can afford it. Why wrap it up? And, I mean, the joy of Christmas is, it's like an orgasm.
Yeah.
Soon as it's over, you're wiping up, throwing away all the wrapping paper.
Filled with shame.
Yeah, disappointment a little bit.
Yeah. Why?
You
Why
sure? You
did I
sure
even?
that gift works for you? Because we can take it back. If it didn't, we can try again some other time. That'll that ship has sailed.
Fuck.
Well, I'm diving through Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find season 4, and then I found it, so now I'm back about
Oh
halfway.
yeah, I haven't seen season 4 yet because I don't have Paramount, but I just have Paramount Plus, which I guess is different.
Yeah, same
Isn't
shit.
that
People
crazy?
trying to. What's that?
You have to buy a subscription to Paramount Plus, but then you also have to
Uh
just get a subscription to regular Paramount.
Right.
It makes no sense.
Paramount is the actual channel, like the cable channel, and the Plus is the streaming service. So they want you to get both, cocksuckers, and they do the same thing to me for soccer. If I want to watch Premier League soccer, I get half of the games on Peacock, which I pay for, and then the other half are on cable, which I don't have. So, and it's always the game I want to see. Always
Yeah.
is the one they put on cable, and I can't fucking see it. And then I gotta try to find an illegal stream from Serbia, and now my fucking laptop's covered in fucking weird porn and pop-ups.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of messages lately from women that are horny in my area. And it's like, how many times can I reply, I have cancer and I'm recovering right now? I can't help you,
maybe
lonely
that's
woman that's just down the street.
maybe that's what's making them so horny.
I bet it's that bitch down there that has all the decorations up year round. Just horny chicks right down the street want to meet me. Like, he must have seen me this spring. I don't think he's seen me lately. Things have taken a turn.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
me give your number to some of my associates that can help you.
Shit.
God damn, yeah, I get, and I blocked so many numbers. Like, it's like it's like a disease. Eventually, I got made up with one of them. you don't you don't look at all like the pictures. But I think I got to get plus whatever. I got to get the plus to get to the pussy. I don't get it with just the basic cable.
Yeah. So how you liking your Yellowstone then?
I like it all right. It's just what I needed for laying in bed,
Mm-hmm.
But I had a couple squirrely days where I didn't watch any of my TV that I liked because I didn't want to, But I was just fucking even with Delaney here, I just wasn't good. I mean, it
Uh-huh.
was nothing. I just, basically, I just needed to take about 13 small shits.
Uh,
And now I feel all right. That's what it
yeah.
was. I was just like, fuck, I don't know, man. And it's like, I didn't smoke weed either.
Uh-huh.
I usually turn to that. Even if I like got punched in the face, I'd go smoke weed right away. But the internal shit. Look at this is what was in my guts. Look at that shit. That's what they pulled out of me. About this much of it was hanging out, and then
Oh my God.
about a foot or more up in my innards. It's fucked
Jesus.
up. I don't know if you guys have heard of cancer, but watch out for that shit.
Yeah, man. Not cool.
Was that the actual cancer that was in you, Andy? They took that
It,
out?
it could maybe. There's like
Did that piece go down your nose?
oh, this must have been, there's a black dot on it, and then there's a fucking fish wire on it. So that must have been where it went in or some shit. I don't know. I'm just glad it ain't, that shit was hanging off of me with a water balloon. I had to walk
Ugh.
around like that. And then I wasn't too concerned about my ass in the gown, walking laps. I usually try to cover you or whatever, but I felt like, I'm a C. I'm getting up, I'm not one of the morbidly obesers,
Yeah.
or one of the really fucking rail thin. So I still had, it would have been unseemly, but not horrifying.
Yeah. Why do hospitals, what is their
I
fascination
don't get
with
it.
making sure your ass is hanging out?
Yeah, the
Like in
fat
all the
guy.
years and all of the people who have gone to the hospital, no one's come up with a way to make a robe that just completely covers you. There's
Right.
always
Or you can just Velcro the back yourself for modesty. It's like,
yeah.
yeah, it's like I think it's probably like the shoe bomber. You know, one person shit their pants because they couldn't get their pant, you know, and then they're like, we got to design these, we got to make something so
Yeah,
we can't have this happening all the time. It's the same guy. He keeps shitting in
yeah,
his pants, and but I mean, I like that for backing up into a toilet. That's fine, but that's only a portion of your day.
right.
You know, that's like a 1/10 of my day. The rest of it's I'm walk, like you know, most of it that's noticeable is walking up the hallway. So I want to be more, you know, set up for that. And then I saw this fat dude who called me neighbor, and we talked. He had a shirt on. I'm like, wow, fuck, man, I'm gonna just put clothes on and see if they stop me. And they didn't. So I started wearing pants, and then I got rid of the robe, and I walked up the last 10 laps I did around that place. I was clothed, and I still required medical care. I was like fucking strutting down the hall going, I'm out of here. And then my ball balloon leaked all over my shirt and fucking drained down my pants. So it's just like, fuck, man. I just got out of the gown. I'm like walking in real clothes and I'm draining down. And then I asked one of the nurses to mop me up in the hall, got down, put on another shirt, did the same shit and started leaking again. And that's when I got a stitch in it. I was like, maybe I'm, you know, a little aggressive on the clothing, but I just, you know, I didn't want that fluid, the orange fluid on my shirt.
Oh, fuck that.
But anyway, enough about that. Where's this Shaley character?
I don't know, man. I
He's
just
hanging with,
texted him.
Doug's probably got him recording his podcast.
Well, yeah, he's hanging out with movie stars. So,
Yeah,
you know,
fucking star of TV. The
it's
Man Show was a juggernaut, and
he
and
had a pretty killer turn in Punching Henry
all right,
as a
right. That's
taxi cab dispatcher, critically acclaimed.
wasn't he a helicopter pilot in that zombie Vegas flick? No, I guess that was Tig Notaro replaced.
whoever
Who did she
whoever would have
replace?
guessed that oh, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, whoever would have guessed that Stanhope would be the least controversial of the Man Show hosts.
No
Yeah,
shit. Are you kidding me?
yeah. I I've never heard either of the Man Show. In fact, well, I can imagine Corolla at home, but I've never heard any of the four Man Show hosts using the N bomb. And I saw a clip of about 30 of them from Joe of just throughout the podcast, but I don't know, taken out of context, but
He
Of
still,
course, it
we,
It's
was out of
so fucked
context.
up, man. He's been doing a bit about that very clip before India Ari, brought it to attention. And it's a funny bit because he says, whenever we were talking about the N word, I would just say the word instead of saying the N word because I figured people knew what we were talking about. And, he goes, but when you see a compilation of all the times you said it, you're like, he's like, I'm
uh,
watching this thing and I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. He goes, I hovered my cursor over it and I'm like, there's 3 minutes left.
yeah, that just made its rounds this morning to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
I
been a
don't
little
know, man.
slow on
Fuck.
shit.
It's been a rough week for my boy. I hope we get this club open.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still not sure he won't be attacked by a left wing militia or something. Or yeah, you know that club ain't open yet. Uh,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, just
Fuck it.
fly under the radar a little bit, Joe. Just maybe have some, you know, lighthearted guest. Whatever happened to? I don't know. I don't listen on the regular, but you know, I think it didn't. It kind of start out like Stanhope's a bit, where it was just
Oh
like
yeah.
buddies and that,
Yeah,
and
it's
he got
just
some good gas, and he got better gas, and he got controversial gas, and he got misinformation gas or whatever. I don't know. I don't.
Mhm.
You know, I don't even do the research on if Rogan's research or whatever. It's like do the research. I really got the energy to fucking turn the channel. You
Yeah.
know, I'm watching
Uh-huh.
whatever's on the Olympics because I don't fucking have the will to get up and you know fucking move around and shit. Oh, I'm not
Yeah.
doing any independent research.
I think it's funny to see even comedians outraged that a comedian has a podcast about like you guys. Who the fuck's getting their information from Joe Rogan anyway? He's a
Right.
fucking comedian.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like Jonathan, not Jonathan Stewart. Is that his name? Stewart.
John Stewart.
Yeah, Jonathan. Sounds like saying a fucking
Doesn't
duck
go by
football
Jonathan.
player.
It's John Stewart.
John Stewart.
John Stewart. Yeah,
His
Jonathan Stewart,
mother.
I think was, yeah, I think there's a running back out here. But he was the guy who, I mean, I don't know, same kind of thing though. People turn to him for information,
Hmm.
so it's, but his was more in tune with my leftist leaning beliefs,
Hmm.
for sure.
Me
And I
too.
don't really listening. That fucking guy who was the head of housing for Trump I was watching stuff about Black History Month, and then this guy comes on, and I got the volume on it. It's the head of housing. I forget his name, but he's a
Ben
real douche.
Carson.
Ben Carson. And I was like, oh no, this N bomb ain't gonna be on my TV. But I was really into all the other stuff and listen. But Ben Carson, fuck that guy, that fucking lying piece of shit. Remember his origin story that
He's
he went into a Chick-fil-A restaurant, and there was a guy and he was in line ordering, and a guy puts a gun in the face of him to rob the place, and then he goes, "You don't want to put your gun on me. You want to put it on him." Like, and then pointed to the fucking, I doubt the story's even true on any level, but that's how big of a douchebag he is. He's trying to make a hero story out of being a fucking complete piece of shit. You don't want to
yeah.
shoot me. You want to shoot this woman.
He's garbage. He's like a really smart person too. He's a goddamn neurosurgeon,
Uh-huh.
and his specialty was like separating conjoined twins.
Oh,
Like
wow.
he is
Really?
like he knows his shit. But then somewhere, this is why we need our fourth here because this is what he does so well. Somewhere there's a picture of Ben Carson and his wife in their house, and behind him there hangs a picture of Jesus and Ben Carson. Like it's almost like
Yeah.
real
That's
cheesily painted, like Ben and Jesus hanging out together. It's really
it's
fucking
That's
bizarre.
yeah.
weird.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like, wait, this dude's for real, man. Like he didn't
Yeah.
do it
Yeah.
like if any of us did that, we would be like, that's a fucking great picture, man. Hilarious. But he's not trying to be funny in any way. He's
No, he's
just
not.
thinks it's
That guy
badass.
couldn't that guy couldn't get a laugh fuck, he couldn't get a laugh at a laughing gas factory with a leak. He's just fucking, but yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Like, fucking brain surgeon to do that. But Christianity is. I used to think that a lot of people just faked it, but it's like
Mhm.
it's even scarier that people really buy into that. They're like, yeah, like
It's
fucking
bizarre.
Trump with Christ or Ben Carter. They see them. They have conversations with Jesus. Like,
Hmm.
that's what we call hallucinating.
Yeah,
And we know we're doing it.
it's madness.
I still
Hmm.
wonder if really smart people are faking that stuff, Andy. The same, like I will often be like, "That's got to be a front, right?" Because that guy's way too
Yeah.
smart for that.
Right.
That's just, he knows what the
Uh-huh.
base is, and you just got to start there.
Yeah, I was fake it till you make it, and I was like, ah. I mean, I was a fucking front row at Jesus Northwest cheering on the fucking acts, whipping my shirt or Jesus, Close Encounter with Jesus shirt that I just bought at the merch table, and I was fucking into it, and but I never really sunk in. So it's
Hmm.
like anything else where I didn't really retain it. And then I got to that thing in high school where it was just a bunch of muscle heads blowing smoke up people's ass and saying everybody's giving their life to Jesus. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. My head
Yeah.
ain't down. I don't, for one, I don't listen to bullies. Bullies for Jesus. And in fact, they kind of spoofed that on the, what's the fucking John Goodman show?
Oh,
Uh,
righteous gemstones.
Yeah, they
Oh
they
yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
yeah.
younger bro had a bunch of muscle heads, So I think they definitely lifted from the power. I think it was called power.
Oh yeah, the power lifting for Christ guys.
Uh-huh. Yeah, when they blew up that water, what are they? Those hot water things, or you feel a water
Hot water
pot?
bottle.
Yeah, I don't even know what they are, and them dudes like pop, and then it's like, well, okay, it's like,
That's a good
oh,
trick, dude.
it's a big balloon. It's a really strong balloon.
Yeah. Now, what does that have to do with what happens to me after I die?
It's the same thing, man. You blow up and you're in little pieces, and eventually
Yeah.
somebody throws those pieces away.
Yeah, it's bizarre to me that anyone believes it.
Mm.
Honestly, I'm still flabbergasted every
I'm
time
open
somebody
to
says
other
that.
suggestions, like my brother's, we were rapping about, I don't exactly know the specifics, but aliens that superseded humans and all that. I'm way more in tune with listening to some of that shit. I could maybe go down a rabbit hole of that shit, but I don't think I would want to go meet with other fucking weirdos once a week and sing songs and shit.
You're right.
Yeah,
You and your alien buddies getting together every
yeah,
Thursday.
yeah, yeah. And then the guy comes out in an alien robe and oh, starts speaking in alien tongues. Yeah, I'll do that or whatever. I mean, I said this a long time ago. What were the Native Americans believing in? I'll do that because we
Hmm.
came here as a bunch of disgruntled fucking Christians and
Hmm.
murdered all the Indians. And what were they up to? Because this was their
Yeah.
land, so that's what it should be. The land law. Land law is we're spiritual. We hunt buffalo, but not too many. Uh, and we take a woman in a teepee, and we don't fuck other people's women too much. I don't know about that. I
I mean,
think
it's not a hard and fast rule, but
I think
you know,
Eurotrash had some ideas on that weren't terrible.
right.
Fuck whatever will fuck you until you die.
There is a
Nothing else.
reason though. There definitely is a reason that the people who came to America got kicked out of where they were. They
Yeah.
were intolerable assholes, and no one could
Yeah.
stand to be around them, and they got exiled.
I think
And
when
we
you get
made
to
it into
heaven,
some sort of, beautiful story for ourselves. No, these were fucking cocksuckers that nobody liked.
I think heaven will be like you walk. You're the parade, and then you just walk, and then you go by the history. There's Jesus on a cross, and you see his old man not caring. His old man being indifferent, Jesus, and then who the fuck, Adam and Eve, and then the one kid who murdered the other kid. The
Uh-huh.
murdered kid's probably not there because he's in hell. And then he's just like, what? And then all these other ones just start showing up. I was like, what's their story? Well, there's Adam and Eve, and they fucked, and they had two kids, and then one of them murdered the other one, and then eventually, and this is something I learned from Todd Snyder. So I want to say I did learn this from Todd Snyder. Eventually, the kid so Adam and Eve, two people, they had two sons, Cain and Abel. That's four people, and then Cain murdered Abel, and they kicked Abel out or whatever. They kicked the one out who murdered the other one, and then he comes back with a chick. I said, Todd, a chick. Now, where did she come from? And it's a valid point because they don't really tell you that. At least do the
Yeah.
research. Go to
I
go to
can I can say this is where it all crosses with science and evolution. He came back with a monkey that he was
yeah. And the parents
that's
the
what
parents
that's
were
how it
like,
all
oh,
fucking
the murderer's back. The murderer's back, and he's fucking an ape. Go ahead and eat the apple, bitch. I don't care anymore.
Watch all the murderous motherfuckers that I create. Watch
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, that explains a lot. It's like it doesn't matter. It's just a fucking albino ape. Apes were white back then, and he fucked an ape, and that was the origin of people. That's why Caucasians came out kind of slow into the process. You know, that's kind of hard. Look at that fucking what's that fucking blonde twat from Georgia, the congresswoman. You
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
look at her head, and you tell me that there weren't pro mag fucking pro
Pro
mag.
Magnon Man in her
I'm gonna call
fucking
him pro
Pro
magnum.
MAGA?
But fuck Tom Selleck. He's a water hoarder. But yeah, you look at her head. You know, if you could see her.
Hoarding water in his brain.
No, Tom Selleck's. He was. There was a
Oh
cow.
yeah, he was.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was
A
watering
waterboarder?
avocados. He was taking water from everybody so he could
Yeah.
keep his avocados fresh. Or
Yeah.
and that's all right, you
And
know.
those are the avocados he bought by tricking old people into getting into shitty reverse
Yeah,
mortgages.
yeah. What a piece of shit, huh? To be like already have like fucking money in the bank and shit,
Mhm.
and he's on network TV to this fucking day.
Yeah.
It's like, what did reverse mortgages come at him with?
Uh-huh.
I trust him less than I trust Ice T with the glass. Like Ice T's like, man, if you know, like if somebody busts your windshield it's like, I ain't no pimp, Ice T. People don't run. Actually, they do
I don't
bust
know.
out my windows a lot.
I don't know what
Also,
you're talking about. Does Ice-T
he
do a
does one.
commercial for
He's doing
windshield?
one. He's doing one for windshields. Khloe Kardashian is doing one for pills, and there's a couple more. But I'm like, well, who's more trustworthy? You know, I think Khloe Kardashian on pills.
Is above Ice-T?
Well, Ice T on because I don't think he gives a fuck. Maybe he is repping a company because some other pimp bust out his windshield back in the day, and they came and showed up, Safe Light or whatever. I don't think it's not Safe Light; it's a competitor. But he's saying that's the one to call. I don't know these. You know, I feel bad when I see Mr. T. I don't feel bad for him because he had a limited run.
Uh-huh.
Actually, you know that A team money. Now he's on the AA team, lending furniture and appliances.
Yeah.
What happened to you, T?
uh,
I
God damn
forgot about the A team. I was just thinking he was Clubber Lang, but that motherfucker, he played it. He played it well. He played that one fucking. I pity the fool
it. Mm-hmm.
into he.
Yeah,
That's
he came out, he started out on one of those like weird, it wasn't even reality shows back in the 70s, but they did like a weird like game show contest thing of like real people compete in these weird contests. And he was just a bouncer from Chicago
yeah,
and he had the mohawk and he had to like do something. And at the end of it, instead of like, I don't remember what it was, he had to like jump over something or whatever it was. But instead of doing that, he just destroyed it. He was like,
yeah.
like
And
crashed
plus he
through
was.
something, and everyone went, "Oh my God, this guy's a
Uh huh.
maniac." And the next thing you
Yeah.
know, he's on fucking Fantasy Island and Love Boat
Uh
and
huh.
fucking
Oh man,
doing
I'll
all
have to.
kinds of shit.
I'll bet he hooked him and Isaac. I don't know. Did he? Was he on a Love Boat?
I
I'd
don't
love to
know if
see
he
that.
really was or
I
not. I
wish he. I
assume he
hope he
probably
was. I know he probably competed in the network stars. I used to watch that, and I had as much invested in that as these Olympians. You know, like I wanted to see Farrah Fawcett medal, but I wasn't going to lose any sleep over it. You know, all
Yeah.
the I watched the skating and stuff in the Olympics, and like all the it's like mostly Asian fellas are
Uh-huh.
the skaters. And I'm pulling for my daughter was in Christmas programs with Nathan Chan,
Uh-huh.
so I do have a horse in that race. But if I was just watching it with the sound off, I was like, do I root for the guy with that weird bow cut haircut and the bad acne, or the long, beautiful haired one? You know, I mean, there's like 15 guys that are all Asian, and if you don't know which country or any of their backstory or whatever, you just have to go by looks. And oh, and
Yeah.
skating. I mean, I definitely go by skating, but I don't want to. I don't root against any of the skaters for whatever reason. I hate to see them fuck up their jumps. I always go, oh, like cause I watched my daughter fall more than I watched her land
Yeah.
jumps, and so
Uh-huh.
I would always like,
It's
pull it out
tough.
or whatever. And yeah, it's like soccer if they fall on ice, you know.
Hmm.
And it was a tough sport to have a kid in because it was actually a good one because I had no fucking technical ability. I got on skates and it was embarrassing. They'd bow in and shit. Like I couldn't really do it at all. And
Uh-huh.
then, but just I had nothing to offer except support and that. And, like the parents who think they know just a little bit, you can see them on the sidelines in gymnastics class and shit, you
Yeah.
know. like gymnastics is a terrible sport to involve your kid in.
Yeah,
There he
set this
is.
up. Hold on.
Hey, I just texted Inman. Oh,
I don't
I'm
think
having
he knows he knows. I don't think he knows he's on.
I'm having my sweet, sweet Dr. Pepper. I get a little can and I only pour a little bit because I don't want to become a diabetic. So,
Yeah.
and I fucking love sugar, but I'm gonna tone it down. I can't eat a fucking crumble cookie and wash it down with a Dr. Pepper and have a Reese's for dessert. Yeah, damn it. It's time to take this shit serious. Hey,
Yeah,
Greg.
you're gonna have to eat a salad. Hi, Shaylee.
Hey,
How you doing, man?
yeah, I guess I should have made sure I could see the clock from where I was sitting.
Oh man, you're on a big movie set. Things get confusing.
Yeah, man. We get it. You know.
Yeah. How's
So
things on the set there?
it's great. It's freezing out here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we
So-
basically sit in a fucking 6, 7 passenger Pacifica with the heated seats, heated steering wheel,
Ah, big
watching
bud,
watching
big budget.
everything happen in front of us with like
Mhm.
crew running to get those packets that you rip them open and they stay warm in your pockets.
Uh-huh.
And we're like, yeah, you guys want to go get another coffee over at McDonald's?
Those things,
That's
I
great.
always get those every year, or I would for skiing, and
Yeah.
then I forget about it, and they're not supposed to work that long. So eventually you smack them and put them in your pants. At least I do.
Well,
But
2
if I was
year old
in a bitter
baby, you
cold
have not read the
situation,
instructions for that as well.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then
frostbite
he
and
ended up with
shit.
cancer.
That's right. I
I'm
didn't
not
read
saying
the
they're
instructions.
related. I'm just saying these
Yeah.
are things that happened.
I didn't read the fine print on the label of Dr. Pepper. Oh, I got the staples removed. I took my daughter
Oh,
and she sat in there with me. And I was like, "Ugh, just let's just go. And then she started in and I hear ting
Wait, your
ting.
daughter did?
No,
Oh,
she came in.
all
I
right.
like this lady too. She was like she knew I was a scaredy cat. I said I've been dreading this since I seen these things in my belly. And she just started pulling them out, and I didn't even feel it. She said it'll feel like getting a tattoo. Yeah, do you see any on me? Not really that guy, but now if a tattoo is like getting that's no big deal. They took 30 staples out, and none of them hurt, not even a sting. I think that area sucked.
Wait, did she have any tattoos? Maybe she
No,
doesn't know what a tattoo feels like.
It's like that Otto and George thing about black guys and tattoos. It's inaccurate, by the way. That puppet was a bit of a racist.
Turns out, yeah.
Turns out he was a bit of a racist, but she didn't have any. No. And then I don't. This was awkward for my daughter, and I'm not sure if she misunderstood me, but I said this girl's getting married in a and she goes, "Oh, where did you two meet?"
Oh my God.
And she straightened it out. She quickly with, "Oh, my husband or my fiance's in Colorado now." Like, but I think she thought I was, like, where else would we have met? Vegas.
Yeah. Well, I was at a kid's ice skating meet
Yeah,
and
yeah.
saw her triple axel, and I fell in love.
I think we met right down up the hallway a couple floors down for the first time. Actually, it was at a different hospital, but yeah.
Waited 4 years until she was legal in Kentucky, and we've been a couple ever since.
Fuck yeah.
And then we went to, so then I had to go get a blood draw, which fucking cares, man. It's just a needle. And but that's right by where my wife used to work, which is an obstetrics thing. And we stood there, and the lady goes to my daughter, she goes, "I'll help you over here." And it was that was another slam because they were saying, "Oh, you're pregnant, come over here." And so she was, she goes, she knows I put on a little weight or whatever, but I don't look like I should be marrying you. uh, So, and then they wouldn't let her, she didn't get to go in with my blood. I wanted to show her what a big man I've become and not react to getting my blood drawn, but they wouldn't. They go, no, we only want the one person. We only need you.
Yeah.
But, the staples, well, and it was also to meet or talk to the surgeon because I have about 3 questions. Should I be shitting bigger? Uh, how much soda is too much soda? And then she's asked good questions about when should we expect to hear about chemotherapy and shit like that. But we signed off on. Well, I'll see him in a couple weeks, and then I'll be chemo, and then I'll probably see him one more time. But he's grown on me. I like every time he came in after the first time, the first 3 mornings, he wakes me up from as big a drug haze as I'll ever be in, hopefully. And he's got a pretty easygoing attitude. I'm pretty easygoing, coming off of drugs. So and then he, one morning he told me I need to get up and start walking, and I ignored him. And then the next day I did it. And he come in and he said, "Good job. That's what we need to do." And but he told me I was out of there. I'm one of his fastest patients to leave there. So I don't know if it's because of the way I walked around with my ass slung out.
The fastest living patient to
Yeah. Some of
Yeah.
some of the other ones went out real quick, but they were in
Yeah.
a van.
Yeah, goddamn! Look at those. I mean, that doesn't. Don't you? Wouldn't you think that would hurt to remove those staples?
Yes.
I bet I should have watched Yellowstone in preparation for the surgery, because John Dutton fucking rides a horse after having part of his colon taken out, and rides his horse up to the hot springs. They do their own stitches on their heads. They fucking get their head split open, and they got the stapler right there in the back of the. Fuck, man! I could have done half of it myself.
What kind of cowboy's running around with his pack next to his
Yeah.
coffee and flour? There's a stapler.
Well, they're the kind of cowboys that'll murder you or fix you up,
Yeah.
depending on what the boss kind of does. Is he a fucking Charles Manson? John
He's
Dutton?
it's
He's a sick
completely
fucking
bonkers,
guy.
isn't it?
Yeah,
There,
he's just sitting there casually while people are getting murdered.
yeah, it's it's madness at the Yellowstone Ranch for sure.
And if they did a body count, I mean, I'm going to when I'm done with this. I'll have to go. But it's like Walter White, and these guys are ranch. You're not good people.
Hmm.
They're
Turns
fucking
out.
dying everywhere, man. But they do handle their cancer and their sickness well.
Yeah, and
Um,
they also it's funny, like they decide who they're gonna like kill off. They have like a guy who's worked at the ranch for like years, and then all of a sudden he doesn't like the new guy or something, and they're like, "Well, that's it. Fuck you. We're gonna
yeah,
murder you."
you can't. Yeah, you
Like
can.
it seems a little
Some job,
harsh. Like,
some jobs take you
yeah,
out to dinner.
how about a
Have a
demerit on my permanent record?
yeah,
Before we go straight to murdering me and throwing me into a pile of bodies you have at the
yeah.
bottom of a cliff.
The train station. The train station only goes one way.
Yeah.
Cancer. Yeah, he's
Are
an
they like
inspiration to any.
are they like
What's
a
that?
reservation land or something where
They're
like
right next
American
to it.
laws don't apply? I don't
No,
get
They
they
took
no
over
they're
Indian land.
no they just it's Montana, so I guess you can just murder up there freely. It's just wild. It's the Wild West.
Well, Augie Smith used to kill up there. He blew up Bozeman back in the day.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's like Montana should replace Chicago for the murder capital. Bozeman, just fucking greater Bozeman area. There's like fucking or Wyoming because that's where they dump all the bodies right on the borderline there. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's a fucking hefty body count just for running a farm.
that's
Even
what
the
I'm
kids,
saying.
even the kids murder eventually or kill. There's a difference between murder and killing. Hey, that's what I'm learning.
I've only seen
Murder's what they call it
1880
when you get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get. I still 1884. Yeah, I like that.
1883
Or
with
83. Well, I'm a
He's on
year
the
ahead of
next
you.
one already.
He's watching the sequel already.
Yeah, yeah, I like that show. I don't see how they're, other than the same producers and if you know, it's not. It doesn't feel like the same show at all. Except then they bring in Tug McGraw into
We've been
Yellowstone.
down this road, buddy.
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm ahead of you. I don't know. I guess being laid up and having a plus on my Paramount has made all the difference because
Totally.
it just disappeared off that other one. And I'm just
Ugh.
feeling a gape in my thing here, but this is what I want to make bracelets out of. Those be fucking great.
What is that, Andy?
I'm gonna make Annie
One of
Lederman.
his tubes that came out of his
This
guts.
was my gut
Gut
snake.
tube.
I was like, oh,
This
pull
drainage
that.
tube, I think, Shaylee.
Yeah,
You
I
can
didn't
just throw
say.
those away.
I bet I could. This is about the size of the one that was in my dick because I still ain't peeing without a little discomfort. But I saw that one come out and I'm like, eesh.
There's
I can't
probably a
watch
lot of, I mean, there might be a lot of reasons you're peeing with a little discomfort.
Yeah, I think I might
Might not
just
be
need.
cancer
I
related.
might need to do a medicinal yank, just to, to get that other hole squirting out something.
Give it a couple more days for those stitches to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, let it firm
Well,
up.
they're good. I'm gonna get some. Look at this. There's the update.
Ooh.
Oh, looking good.
Yeah, I could yank. I just can't have nothing riding them, riding my belly. My cat. I don't even let my cat up here.
Andy, that should be your first tattoo that you get. You make a centipede out of that all around it.
Yeah,
Circling the drain.
right. Yeah, I know. She asked about tattoos, and I said I'm thinking about working something up around this.
Yeah.
Centipede or fucking Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai. Oh yeah. Strike first.
Yeah, what are the get a couple of tramp stamps on either side? Nobody will pay any. They'll just figure I got gutted. That whore got mouthy at a truck stop.
Yeah, looks like he did some prison time.
Sweet Dr. Pepper. So I haven't really been eating food like days. It must be what like the stomach stapling surgery feels like. There must be some similarities because like I can't eat, but I don't feel weakened by it. It's just every once in a while I feel like I should. I wonder how long I could go with this. I could just fucking get down to about 150 and hit chemotherapy at a nice 150. I ain't doing shit for exercise. Tomorrow I'm gonna fucking put on Eye of the Tiger and on my fucking headphones and walk the stairs. Maybe that'll be my like laps in the hallway. I'm gonna do the stairs as a lap, and then that'll be one. And I'm gonna, it's easy to do that kind of thing because you can just increase it a little bit. Yeah, 4 fucking A. That's
you're
good
talking
enough.
about like the treadmill or something, right?
Yeah, well, outdoor stairs. I mean, not if it's icy.
Wait, you're actually gonna go upstairs?
Yeah, I can do stairs. It was I was like a weird walking in the hallway, and one of the nurses, I didn't even see her, so I was like goose stepping sort of. And I go, I'm just getting ready to go upstairs. And she goes, oh, it might be more painful coming down them, but I don't think you'll have any trouble going up them. But I haven't. It's really the only time I ever experience any pain from this is sneezing, and that's it. Hopefully, this goes away before any significant allergy season starts. Because every one of those, like, ooh, and I feel a little fucking sting.
Yeah.
I don't want to undo anything.
Yeah, I had broken ribs years ago, and sneezing was the fucking absolute worst. I'd be crying after I'd sneeze.
God.
Yeah,
man.
but you weren't in fear of your guts spilling onto you.
Right.
It felt like that's what was happening.
Yeah.
But I'm just a pussy. Also,
no, broken ribs are the worst pain I've ever experienced for sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I had my guts ripped open. They had me gaped open like hustler porn. Yeah, that Dutton voice is hard.
See your pink insides.
It's easy. It's just easy to get into that that gravel or that voice without trying to do an impression of him is just a natural. God damn it! I already have half of it.
Yeah, it's a little Nick Nolte-ish.
Mhm.
God damn it, Reggie.
It sounds a little Batman-y to me.
Batman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, how did you guys each break your ribs? Chad, how did you break your ribs?
I was quail hunting, and I stepped on a rock that rolled out from underneath me and fell right onto another rock right on my backside of my ribs.
So you
Fuck.
broke the back.
Oh.
Oh.
It affected how I slept. You couldn't roll over, so I'd have to sit all the way up in bed, roll over, and then when I go from side to side, and to this day I still will sit up and turn because it for so long it hurt. Even now, if Jenny pushes, if she's like rubbing my back, if she pushes too hard right on those ribs, all wince forward. It fucking ribs. If I really am pissed off at somebody, I practice on that punching dummy that I have rib shots more than anything else.
Man,
Work
I
the
can
body.
imagine if you were like loaded up and blasted me in the ribs, how bad that would hurt. That would end. That would end me. I would just die.
Yeah, easier on the hands too, right, Chad?
Yes.
You go for the body
Yes.
shots. You're in for the long haul.
Yeah. And it's harder to duck that shot. If I try to throw a nice headshot like when I was young, these youngsters, they're all doing jujitsu class.
Yeah.
Get my ass kicked out there. So I got to find some solid twist with the hips, body.
Yeah.
Bam! Wherever I landed is knocking you down.
Fuck yeah.
Erickson, how about you?
I broke my ribs in the absolute stupidest way possible and the most Brett Erickson-y way possible.
Tracy already said drunk.
Drunk.
Oh man.
Super. So we were at the bar in Peoria at Carrie's Bar, the Irish bar, and it was a winter storm hit where everything was getting completely shut down, and we're like, well, we're kind of trapped in here. So we had a couple 8 balls and we're drunk as shit. And I went into the bathroom in the back. You guys have been to that bar before. It's a long shotgun style bar. I go in, do a couple bumps. I come out of the fucking bathroom like you do when you're freshly coked up, fucking excited about sharing my wisdom with everyone on a numerous topics. And this fucking asshole Chad, who was the assistant manager with Carrie, instead of mopping, this was after the bar's closed. So it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. Instead of just mopping the floor, he did the fucking lazy ass way of just dumping the fucking
wet broom.
Just took the soapy water and just fucking sloshed it onto the floor. So I came out and it was like fucking ice, and I just did like a cartoon fucking woo, and I landed on my fucking back, and I broke my ribs in the back too, and it was fucked up. And there was I couldn't, so we ended up getting a hotel room. We were going to be partying in a hotel room. So while they're all doing blow and just partying their faces off, I'm laying in the bed in the hotel just going, and it was a fucking awful.
Those are good. Those are the kind of friends that we have. The kinds that'll party around you.
Party around me.
Like, I mean, I'm sorry sorry about the cancer, but
yeah, man.
Let us know if your IV bag drains.
Yeah. And then the shittiest part was that then finally later the next day, we finally made it to like a prompt care or I think it was even the emergency room at the hospital. I went in, and then all they did was just wrap a thing around me.
Yeah.
Like,
no oxys.
I knew that's what you were gonna do, but I could have fucking done that. God damn it. There's nothing they can do for it,
I know. They should give you pain meds for that. It's like a broken bone. It fucking hurts.
There's nothing they can do for the ribs, right?
No,
not really.
That's it, right?
I went snowboarding. I got for Christmas. It's probably good we don't celebrate Christmas anymore. But for one Christmas for my wife, I got a snowboard rental and a free lesson. So I went up and I got there early and I got I felt like, oh, I kind of got the hang of this. I'm going to go up, ride the lift up before the class.
This was your first time snowboarding,
Yeah.
and you'd skied
And
before that, right?
yeah, but I was always shitty on skateboards. had no balance for skateboards.
Snowboarding's way harder than skiing, I think. Maybe
Yeah.
And
not
if
for
you're
kids,
good at
but
skateboards, don't get on a snowboard.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's no reason to.
right. So I went up and got on the lift all right, and that was awkward. And I strapped in that thing, and then the thing about the lesson, they probably teach you how to fall, and I didn't
Yes.
have that lesson, so
Well,
I fell.
actually, the first thing they teach you is how to stop.
Okay, and then fall probably,
Yes.
which I had. I went pretty good and got some speed going, and then I just went down like a tree. It's like, and your feet are locked, so it's
Yeah.
like, it's like falling. I couldn't get an arm down because so I just went down, and it's like, okay. And then I went down and saw it looked like a cool group that was going to have a cool time in their lesson, but I was done and retired, and yeah, I had a broken rib right up front.
uh,
But I don't. Yeah, snowboarding's for some people, and for other people, I probably would have done all right if I'd have just not gotten ahead of the game.
The injuries on snowboarding are usually in the arm and the wrist because
Because
it's a weird. You're always your board is perpendicular to the forward momentum down the hill. So
right,
you either go forward or you go backwards.
right.
And a gal who was she was a person who worked at Microsoft with my sister-in-law Amy. She was just at the bottom of the slope, just standing there, and went whoa, and went
yeah,
straight down, broke her wrist, and had to learn to write her name with her left hand because that's a lot of what she did at work was signing off on things.
Uh-huh.
Relearn her signature with her left hand, and really the only thing that happened was if she lost her balance while standing still at the bottom of the ski lift or ski run.
yeah. I've seen people get taken out by other
Oh yeah.
skiers that just standing there like,
Uh-huh.
here he comes. Oh shit, you don't see the oh fuck.
Other new snowboarders who neglected to take the free course on how to stop.
Stopping, that's for
Mhm.
fags.
Yeah.
I ain't stopping. I'm going straight to the top.
We went skiing as kids a couple of times. My dad would take us, and my stepbrother would ride on the ski lift with me, and we'd get off at midway. You go all the way to the top, or you can get off at the mid part and ski down the easier ones. And we were kids, and he panicked one time and blocked me as he got off the ski lift and completely hung me up. My whole pole got wedged in. I was holding on, hanging from the fucking ski lift, still taking me up like a cartoon. I had to just let go finally of the pole and fall down in the
Yeah.
fucking eat shit. And
It's like that's weirdly embarrassing for, like you can just get up and move, it's embarrassing while it's going on. There's nothing more embarrassing than falling off the
oh,
lift. But you can get up and get away from that group and ski somewhere else and nobody, you know.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it's like you're a mannequin, It doesn't matter who you are, but you're just like, oh God, people fucking looking at me and shit. Gives a shit. I'm not gonna worry about none of that now that I got cancer. I'll fall
Yeah,
off of the
life is
thing.
simple for you now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. Chemotherapy.
So, Andy, what's the process of? Did you guys go over this already? Talk about chemo?
Yeah.
What?
no.
No, I'm
No,
very
I got.
curious on like what the timeline is and what your expectations are, or should I
I
be
know
talking to
that.
your daughter?
I know there's. Yeah. No, I know.
You should have
I
subscribed to Delaney's
I
podcast.
heard stent. And I know, or what they put. They'll put like a battery pack looking thing under my skin. So I assume I'm gonna get some more anesthesia. That's called a
What's
port. And the
Port,
port
yeah.
is a specific way to get the chemotherapy directed at the area it needs to go, I believe.
Mhm.
My wife had one. It was in her chest, but she was getting it in the brain. So that'll happen. And then I'll go in for that. Probably the first time I get chemo, I'll be in the hospital a few days because they'll do the port and do the
Mhm.
thing. And then
Yeah.
after that, I show up and I sit sit in whatever. I don't know how that goes, bed or whatever. But
Like
he
one of the
said-
massage chairs at the mall that costs $5.
right, and then you hear this, and that's radiation going through you, which
Mhm.
I know the guy who had that done, Auburn coach. He said that bothered him a lot, but it was more the sound of it than
But there's an
anything.
actual physical. There's a physical sound that is going on in your ear when you're
There,
getting chemo. Or
there
is that the
was
machine?
like my impression that what he was hearing was like a voltage kind of popping or something that I don't know if it was consistent, but he that bothered him. But needles bother me. I might not be bothered by the sound, but and then I'll do that for 4 to 6 months, and then that should be it.
Like
Wow.
once a week. Once a week.
I think so, for 4 to 6 months. And I'm going to go with 4 months because I checked out of the hospital earlier than most of his patients, and I was at stage 1
Yeah.
and all that shit.
All your
So,
pathologies were clear when they looked at everything else. So, that's good
yeah,
too.
yeah. So I'm looking, I'm, that'll be about getting geared up for the next desert and Delaney's wedding and shit. I'll be like a fucking weepy. I think chemotherapy throws you off a little too emotionally and stuff and all that shit. But I get teared up watching people do their sport on TV and shit. I got a little misty
We're
watching
crying during
rodeo.
commercials.
Yeah, I watched
That's
the
what your
rodeo on
gallbladder was
Yellowstone.
for.
Uh
Yeah.
huh.
To keep you from crying.
I
Yeah.
got choked up when Jimmy got hurt in Yellowstone.
On the rodeo.
Yeah, that's just
I gotta tune
Yeah.
into Yellowstone. We're just talking about it way too much.
Well, I've been
it's-
booked. I've been
wow.
doing it on a regular. It's like 4 seasons, so it's
Yeah.
just eating up all this idle time when I should be getting back in the game
Yeah.
or whatever. But I'll hit my marks. I mean, I wasn't doing shit I didn't do shit to prepare, and I didn't do shit until it come crunch time. I had a bunch of fucking bloating and cookie weight, and if I didn't get up and start doing it, like I had my deadline. Like I was like, I'm going to get ready for this. I said that on Doug's podcast. I'm going to get ready by getting in the best shape I can going into it. And I didn't do shit. I sat around going, man, I got fucking cancer. I'm going to go to that crumble cookie place and get a couple of cookies.
Kind of like
Nothing
your
wrong with that,
HBO taping.
What's that?
It's kind of like your HBO taping. You do what you need
Right.
to
Yeah, I got to get motivated, and motivation only comes from fear of complete and utter failure or death. And kick it up.
I don't blame you, dude. If I was having cancer surgery, I'd stop and get a cookie too. Fuck it.
Yeah, enjoy every cookie.
Mhm.
Because that was Warren Zevon saying they've asked him if there's anything he should know about dying, and he said, "Yeah, enjoy every sandwich." So, that's true. You get a good sandwich, you should go, God
Fuck
damn,
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
happy with that. But I don't know about Jim John's, that shit.
Yeah. I don't like Jimmy John's. I don't like the fucking
No,
whatever they squirt their little Jimmy John's.
they
juice.
were the ones, weren't they the ones with that little rat puppet thing that was really annoying in ads? And their CEO's a big game hunter.
CEO's a douche.
And
But
yeah, and their bread
They
sucks.
had Mitch doing the voiceover for them for a while, right?
Yeah, and Mitch actually went to the Jimmy John's estate somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He had a like this custom Volkswagen Bug in the out in front, and Mitch said
Yeah.
something to the guy, and the guy goes, "You want it?" And I'm like, "Did you get it? Did you take it? When are we gonna see it?" He's like, "No."
Yeah.
The guy literally was like, "Where do I send it?"
Yeah. You can have it.
You want a dead rhino? I got like a dozen of them back here. Here, you can kill one. I got some in a pen.
Yeah, there's that picture of that guy like with a shark. Like he fucking killed a shark and brought it up onto a boat or some shit, and it's just like grotesque.
Oh, he's naked on laying on it.
It's just
Yeah,
yeah. The whole idea is like, ugh.
Yeah. I'm not.
But I'd still eat his sandwiches if they were good. I just don't. They have their own like particular flavor, oil or whatever.
I love their sandwiches.
I don't.
I don't like them.
I still hold on to like half feuds or feuds. Like I know the Jimmy John guy's a douche nozzle. That's him.
Yeah,
That's funny.
What a fucking.
It just slipped out of his hospital gown.
This destroys that whole fucking bullshit myth that some of these guys have of like it. You know, it's me against the animal in nature, and it's like when you're posting pictures like this, you're not allowed to fucking say that. You got to say you're perverse.
This must be the elite version of it's only funny if you do it. I'm sure if his buddies like his buddies would look at that and laugh, and I look at it, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know? He'd do all right in a hospital gown, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you want to be a man, put your dick near its mouth, even though it's dead. Let's see that fucking picture.
Yeah. Take a chance.
Yeah.
Jim.
Oh man, let's do a Jaws. Well, they should do a Jaws revenge movie with Jaws just eating big fat fucks like that. And you go, I'm pro shark. Definitely, I don't have any ambiguity. I want the shark to win. The shark just ate fucking rich. How about it just attacks like a exclusive enclave of rich people that goes swimming in the ocean? Although I would prefer a humanoids from the deep approach where the fucking Mar-a-Lago is just overrun with rapey sea monsters.
Oh, fuck.
That would be a fucking great movie. The fucking Trumps doing their cocaine and fucking sea monster comes in and trumps them in there. Trumps a Trump. God damn it. Hey, we don't talk about that guy as much anymore. Or we didn't really, but it's nice that he's kind of faded. I don't know. I've stopped watching all the news because I don't know if it's depressing. I just don't need to know. It's above my pay scale, man.
They've pointed all that anger they used to have at Trump. They've now pointed it all at Rogan. So he's catching all the shit right now.
Boy, he can't catch a break, huh?
He cannot catch a fucking break. We were talking about it a little bit before you jumped on, Shaylee, but I also thought that some of this N-word stuff might have even been a little bit like, hey, let's switch this over to something else or get off this fucking vaccine thing.
Something less controversial?
Yes. Yes, because in this case, he's completely defendable.
Yeah.
You know, he isn't a racist guy. He is just using the word in proper context and in jokes and things. So that argument, he wins. He loses the vaccine argument because the guys he's had on are disingenuous charlatans.
Yeah.
I think. So, you know, he's not going to win that. He's been losing that fucking fight for a couple weeks. And now it's like, let's talk about something else.
You know, it's
how many times I said the N-word.
It's that thing where something gets out there, like the anti-vaxxer thing, and then people just start combing through,
of course,
hundreds and thousands of fucking pictures and videos, and I mean the guy's been on TV and on things forever. I mean, they're just combing through for anything in context or not, usually out of context, and that's celebrity these days, right?
We got to we got to keep this podcast under the radar.
Don't worry.
Some fucking guy in England going through footage. Yeah. I think we're pretty safe. I mean, I know there's been a few, slippery things or whatever we said, but it was not in a demeaning way. I call my cat faggot. It's not I'm not using it like that. Like I've been a faggot, so I can say it.
Thank you, my dear.
I was a faggot in most of the 70s.
Cheers to Carrie Mitchell, who just brought me a
a
glass of wine.
Oh, she's staying in practice for when she goes back to work?
If the club opens. Right. And if she can walk through all the protesters that'll be out there.
There's going to have to be a secret entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah, now more than ever, right?
Yeah, no shit.
It should be maybe Joe should redesign it like a speakeasy
Mm-hmm.
so that people can go through some entrance and be in the comedy club, and then all the protests can go on in a fake front.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like a
Yeah. It's a
broken
good idea.
yoga shop up front.
I've had impromptu. I had that one time when Inman ruined the show, and I had all those people come at me. There was like a protest out in front going, "Don't go see this." They were telling the second audience this is Appleton, so they were waiting to ride the elevator up, and these other people were coming down, and it seemed like a lot of on the street complaints.
Uh-huh.
Verbalize, like, what movie do you walk out of and try to steer the audience in line from going? It's like, shut the fuck up. It's their own experience, man.
Yeah, well, a movie with Inman in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Is
Inman,
the answer.
yeah. Or they could have said, hey, go stay for the pander monkey, but you don't want to see the headliner because he's spitting fire and he ain't pandering to your fucking wedding party. Should have been. And if you get offended when people bring up Jesus in a lesson, uh, uh, you know, praise it, like I wouldn't say I was mocking Jesus or whatever. I was drawing attention to some of the weaknesses in the Christ, and but that's no reason to go spoil another bunch of people's evening. I tried; it didn't work out. It's like sometimes a basketball player can't buy a hoop. Other
Right.
times he's on fire. So who are they to say what my next game's gonna
Yeah.
look like?
How
Get the
was that
fuck out
second
of here.
show?
Yeah,
Andy?
that's actually true though, Andy. If they did know anything about you, the one thing that you could legitimately argue is no matter what you think of the 8 o'clock show, this next show is going to be an entirely different experience. So
Yes.
if these people have had a bad time, don't worry about that. I almost guarantee you it will be different in a myriad ways
Yeah,
when we
and
do
I
this
handled
next
it.
one.
I didn't get involved. I let people politic. They all had their opinions, and there was some pushing matches. And I sat up in the roof of that place doing big fat rails of cocaine, and thinking, "All right, second show's gonna be different."
I
And the
remember
second
this
show,
story.
yeah, the
You went
second
out
show was,
onto the roof of the club to do cocaine like
yeah,
you would do there,
yeah,
and
the
then
whole,
from the ground you can hear people actively complaining about you.
yeah, yeah. Between shows where you kind of unwind.
Yeah.
I ran for my safety, and this, quite honestly, the safety of the staff. Anybody around me was going to be fucking. I was John Dutton, and they were all the ranchers, and and everybody was in danger. So I ran for it, and people were like, "Hey, fuck you!" Or there was a little support, but not much. And then right before I ran up the stairs, a guy goes, "Hey, man, do you want to do some coke?" I go, "Yes, you're with me." And we ran up, and I crawled out on the roof. I didn't know there was going to be a riot out there. I just was,
Uh,
and then we did it off of a big metal exhaust grate. But yeah, I was like trying to get my confidence up, and these people are saying I suck and trying to fight with the second audience because they weren't listening to, it was a real fucking bad scene. I think that's
yeah.
why I did comedy. I wish I had more of those bad scenes. There's just too many of those nights that kind of worked out, but the nights where it went fucking squirrely and shit, it's like that's what makes you want to get up there and do it again.
I've seen you have those nights, and they're actually the funniest ones. And not because you were bombing, but because you're saying shit that is funny and true and reacting to a moment that's happening. And all of those cocksuckers in Appleton, Wisconsin needed to hear everything you said to them, even if it
Yeah.
ruined their fucking Saturday night and they have to go back to their shit job on
And
Monday.
I
Real
don't know
bad
how
idea.
I don't know how the second show felt about it, but I wasn't up there listening or anything. And but I was on fire for like 20 minutes of that. Unfortunately, I was doing a 45-minute set. But I was fucking on fire for 45. And then
Yeah,
like
there's always a
when you
catch.
just rant and you mean it, and you just get tired out. Like,
Mhm.
man, can't that be enough show?
Yeah. See
Do
what
you
I
want me
just
to
did?
really unpack some of the oldies here now? After it just
Right.
fuck. uh,
Like, It's like making love, you know. You just fucked them really hard, not for very long, but you really put everything into it.
Yeah.
We could slow this down and just kind of go through the motions to make the time last longer, but it's not going to be a better experience.
Yeah.
Let's just
Yeah.
be done with it.
Yeah. 8 seconds. That's all you're required to stay on a horse. Why is comedy 45 in an hour? Hey man, I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be funny. Adjust your thing around me. I don't know. I always had trouble with that time concept of comedy, as Shaylee well knows.
We've seen it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you doing that during a show makes for a fun ride back to the condo. That's for sure. But I don't know if everyone feels like they got their money worth in the audience. And
Yeah.
most likely there's Shaylee in the corner going, "What? Who fucking gave him the light? Who gave him?"
Yeah. Keep your lights down, people. If I ever get out there again, don't shine no light unless you want me to leave. I react without question to its time. Like, I guess I learned that from doing manual labor back in the day. It's like 5 minutes before quitting time, I want to be in the bathroom. Like, I want to shut this shit down 20 minutes early if possible.
Was that the whistle?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm almost out of the Dr. Pepper.
Uh-oh.
I have a Reese's egg my daughter got me, and she
Mhm.
goes, "Go easy on it." But really, I've taken one bite out of it. I mean, those are things I just would jam in my fucking head as a one bite situation.
Those things are good, man.
Wait, a Reese's
Yeah.
egg?
Yeah.
They're a
Yeah.
lot of peanut butter. They're
Delicious.
fucking delicious.
What time? It's a heart this time of year, but it can be a tree or
Yeah.
an egg. It's never just.
I just thought of the Cadbury egg, and those are unedible.
Oh no, those are gross.
Yeah. It's like somebody came in the middle of a treat. Nobody
That
wants to
would be
eat
better.
it. Yeah. People. I mean, the thought, the
Our
problem
first
with that
sponsor,
is
maybe?
nobody wants to eat a raw egg. So
Yeah.
why would you want a candy that emulates it?
Yeah, exactly.
Light up a fake cigarette after having a fucking. The only place you can find those, you find them occasionally, like in a candy store, but they were in a lot of places in Texas. It's like the tobacco
Cadbury
company
eggs?
still. No, the fucking.
Fake cigarettes. candy
Yeah.
cigarettes.
Oh.
I thought it was my daughter was in Texas. I don't know, 7 or 8, and I had her stand there with she had on a cowboy hat, and I had her hold a cigarette, and I made her. It reminds me of watching Stanhope smoke. It's all, she just had that glare in her eyes and stuff. She didn't want to do it. And she's holding it like this and glaring
Standing in
at me.
front
all
of a
pissed off.
dumpster
I
behind
go,
a building.
that's perfect. That's exactly how a smoker looks.
Uh-huh.
You're not like kind of grinning and shit. No, smoking serious. You never see a smiling smoker. 'Cause the only time you do is when they just got punched in the face for taking remember those ads? There was like black-eyed people for a certain cigarette.
Tarrington.
Oh,
Yeah.
punch you in the face
Yeah.
if you don't like my menthols or some shit. Boy, you couldn't do those ads now. At least not with the women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
There was the candy cigarettes, like the picture behind me, and then there was also the bubble gum that had a thin coating of powder and then a paper, so that you could blow out and it would look like the cigarette was smoking.
Wow.
That's
Fuck
right.
It's
yeah.
always good to freak out.
Mind blowing
We-
that was a thing.
Oh yeah. She'd rather. Who hit her? Who's the motherfucker that hit her? You know.
They'd rather fight than switch.
Obviously,
You're gonna smoke
Marlboro
Marlboros, bitch.
I've seen situations over cigarettes, but not over branding.
It's great that that's somebody who's like, oh, they just want you to switch cigarettes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like, it seems
So
like
they're
it's
not asking
more
you to
like
stop.
they're
Hey,
trying
put
to get
that
you
out.
to quit.
Somewhere
Like,
there's a Marlboro man sitting on a broken recliner smoking a cigarette, a bloody fucking
Yeah.
wife beater on.
Yeah,
on
she
"Oh,
doesn't listen.
hey, if you don't want to smoke them, that's your problem. But I ain't gonna fucking let you walk out of this ranch.
there's, there's, there's just this. There's just a guy on a recliner with a breaking her cigarettes in half with the slogan, "Try to smoke them now, bitch."
There was an ad for it was to prevent you from wanting to do methamphetamine. I did a bit about this, and I don't know, people laughed or it was too real in the counties but it was a lady with broken teeth, like most of her teeth were fucked up from meth or whatever, and then she had lipstick on, and it said, you don't even need to worry about lipstick, and then it was an anti-meth thing. Like, fuck, didn't get it. I mean, I looked at it and like, I don't want to do meth, and I'm not intrigued to do it, but is this how you do it? And my joke was a real tweaker would just take a ball peen hammer and bust out those jagged teeth and fuck that red mouth. I don't think it's gonna, it's not gonna stop you from partying.
People, so what you're telling me is that audiences didn't respond to your bust out her teeth with a ball peen hammer and fuck her in the mouth
It's
bit?
one of those bits I should bring back around because I don't know if it was
Maybe you
just
just
too
got to
early.
work through it more.
Like
Yeah,
I think my first set was I had a thing about people getting poisoned by eating mushrooms, and then somebody trying to commit suicide by jumping in front of an RV. So I didn't really go at it like men and women are different, or shit. I found what was amusing to me, and I talked about it. But I didn't do enough of it or write it down or whatever. So
yep.
I'm coming at it. I'm coming at it. Once I get over cancer, and then if a lightning bolt hits, or another fucking pandemic, or whatever, I'll try that ball peen hammer thing again. Oh, you know who's back in the news? John Wayne Bobbitt's only back in the news because you want to do that bit, motherfucker. Oh, maybe lamestream media's talking about John Wayne Bobbitt again.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Man, once this is over, I'm gonna walk around for a minute and then I'll realize, fucking 3 hour nap don't sound bad. God damn it, I got to start getting up and moving. I need to fucking follow Mishka and get motivated.
And you should just get there's an app that Tracy has that it just tells you to get up at like every hour or something. It just beeps and tells you to get up. Maybe just a little reminder.
Yeah, fluff the pillow.
Yeah.
I got a wedge pillow, and I haven't been happier with a recent purchase than this wedge pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a face sleeper, but having a wedge pillow, you get all cocooned, and then you take your indica. And I didn't snort I wanted to snort my last oxy, and I held it back. But Sunday I was just fucking uncomfortable, or whatever. A couple days ago, I looked at it like, God damn it, I got to take this last one legit. So that was a bummer. I wanted to snorted it, but I felt like, no, I'm gonna do it like it says orally. I had a few misfires along the way. Pill 16 through 19, I don't know. I got a little loosey goosey with them and fell into some old habits.
But what was the result? Any kind of relief from pain when you snorted
I just
it?
well, yeah, the time, I guess. It was just kind of floods you with time release, I guess, right?
You get it all at
So you
once.
get kind of a high. Whereas when you take it as a pain relief thing, I don't even notice it. Like I was taking 10
I
in the
think that's by
hospital.
design, though, Andy.
Right.
Yeah.
They just figured out I didn't. Oh, actually, yeah. When I stayed at the Cochran Ranch when my dad was hanging out with my child molester, I lived on a ranch, so that's why the Dutton shit rings true. That whole fucking week or two out there. whereas a full-on rancher shoveling shit and all that. And once it's in your blood,
Yeah, oh yeah. It's like riding a bike.
which is tougher. But I was on Oxy 10, and then I was going. I could deal with a 5. I don't know what made me. I've said some dumb shit in my time, and that was the beginning of it. Because they give it to you, and you can kind of just like, and then break it later. Put one in the pocket. Motivation to get out of bed is to put this half oxy over in my travel bag. But I said I'll take the 5s, and then they got me down to 5s, and that's what I went home with. So I don't know if I queered it. So, and I don't mean nothing against no homosexuals, but I'm talking about queering it, the deal. But I might have queered it and got on 5s because I was just rancher stock. When they said, "Do you want 5s or 10s?" and I'm like, I don't even need pills. God damn it. And then they just saw me checking out of the hospital. Like, God damn it. That was something. He fucking just checks himself out. Like, motherfucker, that's outrageous.
John Dutton does what he wants.
John Dutton should have died of a blood clot in season 1. And hey, where's his chemotherapy? Ain't John
He
Dutton
does
gonna go
things a lot
bald?
different.
Yeah, they just cut it out in Montana, and he's like, God damn it, we ain't doing no chemo. It ain't coming back, and if it does, I'll write it to my grave. I gotta get out of this. I got a fucking lozenge. Get out of the Dutton boys. Put on my cowboy hat, my Wrangler shirt, and walk around my backyard and stare at my property.
Tilt your camera up a little bit. You keep going higher and higher up onto the screen. There you go. That's
But I
perfect.
ain't. Yeah, but I ain't. Well, I did slide up a little. I'm only as firm as my pillows. And
I get
once
it.
my I have to reconfigure. I got my weighted blanket, and I have to reconfigure my pillows with the weighted blanket because I'm getting them all fucking squirrely, like you might find in a Motel 6. Uh, and I like it. That's one of the things I know I need in life is a comfortable pillow, and to be
Um,
left. I think to be left alone now.
how do you like that weighted blanket?
I like it. It's like having somebody who loves you.
Mm-hmm.
Hold you down.
Yeah.
Well, it just holds you and you can get loose. It's not like being raped or molested. It's not
Yeah.
like
It's like a
that.
hug. It's like your blanket is
Yeah.
giving you a hug.
It's like if you had that kind of partner who you were just snuggling with and you didn't even realize it.
Uh-huh.
And it only weighs 30 pounds.
So you can smack her around a little bit if you have
Right.
to.
If I had a woman who weighed 30 pounds, I'd still be married. Oh, wait. I think I still am. But,
So what's this wedge pillow? Is it like a triangle?
yeah, it's a lot bigger than I thought. I'll move it and show you.
Like, does it look like kind of like a doorstop? Like
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's the
All right.
doorstop, and then I've been, but now that I don't have the staples, that would be a question for my surgeon. I'm a face sleeper. When do you think it would be safe and comfortable to resume my practice of face sleeping on a comfortable cotton pillow?
What do you mean face sleeper? You sleep on your stomach?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've never been able to sleep
Face
until hospital.
Yeah. He not only does he sleep on his stomach, he sleeps with his face directly on the fucking pillow.
Well, sometimes I realize I'm set up to suffocate, and I'm all right with it. Like I'll either, if my subconscious has a will,
Yeah.
I won't. But like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll
You're
have a
not.
soft pillow on my head and one. Yeah, that's another. I've never even tried the wedge like that. But tits
That's
poking
the
up from.
most obvious way to do it.
I never even pictured it that way.
Oh my
And I didn't even know there was
Wait a
such
minute.
a.
How are you sleeping on? You put it
Yeah,
on.
hold on. Yeah.
I got it up under my side so I don't. And then I got another pillow. I could double wedge it. and just
Oh,
sleep
so
in.
Andy's on the straight side with his arm. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, but
You can see
generally
that.
I sleep like this or with a comfortable pillow and on my face, and that's how I just never slept the other way. And then in the hospital, the morphine helped it work for a while,
Yeah.
but the hospital doesn't upgrade. They got shit pillows. They're
Mm-hmm.
not comfortable and they're kind of fucking plastic and shit. And then
Yeah.
I would have them switch them out. I would like flip it over, and
I
then
think that's
when they
because
come
they
in,
have to coat them in plastic.
yeah, there's a
You know?
reason. And they were like, I had like 4 of them in the room, or 6 of them. And then I was going, could you find, let me try my luck with a couple of, I was constantly at, I probably had 20 different ones in there. And then I found 2 that sort of worked. I mean, at least they worked for the last night, and I had a good, was my last
Andy,
run of.
where did you find pillows at the hospital? Were you going to other rooms where people had?
No. I just go. I don't like any of these pillows. Is there more? And they bring them in. House clean keeping would do that.
Yeah.
It's just work everybody for what they could give me.
Andy's got a great. I will say this: Andy's got a great pillow game on the road. I was like, oh, that's actually a really good idea. He brings a pillow with him, a shitty pillow, and then he keeps that pillow with him until he finds a better pillow at one of the hotels. And if he does, he leaves the shitty one, so they're not down a pillow, but he's got the better pillow, and then he just keeps getting he keeps that until he finds a better one. And by the end of the run, he's traded up to the top
and
pillow.
a Stanhope tour. You may be at a 6 motel and then a Marriott, and so it would work generally I'd take from Hilton or Marriott because they seem to care more about their pillows. And I'm with you, Marriott and Hilton. I just can't, I don't know where you buy them or whatever. And pillow.
It was just adorable to see Andy as I pick him up to go on a run through the Northwest with him, and he comes out of his house with his fucking suitcase and a pillow. Like, oh, going to camp.
If I could travel with that unicorn blanket, I wouldn't take it on air travel, but it is my grandma gave me that thing, and I thought, what a weird gift. And then I just had it's fucking my cats sleep on it. When I'm on hallucinogenics, it lights up. I recovered some on it. It's just it's a beautiful thing. Fucking unicorn blanket.
Nice.
Thought, what? She must think I'm a little homo. Hit me a unicorn blanket. No, she knows I'm gonna be doing drugs in Death Valley just like she did. Fucking losing her mind, drunk off of her fucking tit. I'm gonna try the wedge pillow like that when I might even do that for some of the Olympics tonight.
There you go.
Most of the time I just have set my devices on it and they tend to slide down it. So it's not an ideal setup.
Right.
I put my notepad up there and then I lose it and then it's in the bed. So I'm gonna just like that, woman there. I'm gonna fucking get all peaceful like she is.
I think it's amazing, Andy, that you own a wedge pillow and you look at this picture and go, "Huh, I never thought to do it like that."
You should try it. The most obvious way it works.
I didn't even know what I
it's
sent my
probably
daughter
on the package like this.
I didn't even know the product really. Like my wife has like a little ones that she uses or whatever, but I told my daughter to go in Bed Bath and Beyond and get a wedge pillow, and I didn't have any specific knowledge of them existing. I just know I didn't want to roll over on my stomach, and she come out with that wedge pillow.
You sent your daughter after something that you weren't sure had been invented?
Yeah, I said get a wedge pillow, but not if it's got that mustache. If it's got Mr. Mustache Guy, the pillow fucking Nazi, don't get it.
No Lindell products.
Yeah, and she come out, and the whole it was a kind of a miracle because the Bed Bath and Beyond is reconfiguring their store while it's open, so everything's in a scramble. But she come out with a wedge pillow. I think people shouldn't. No, I'm here to raise awareness about wedge pillowing, and it kept me from rolling on my belly, and I haven't rolled. That's probably why I haven't been jerking off, is because the sleeping on my stomach tends to get me aroused more than sleeping on my back.
Rubbing your dick on the bed. You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's already friction happening, little little subconscious thoughts or whatever.
Check this.
Don't you grind yourself awake in the morning?
This is a double wedge.
I know. I've been thinking about the double wedge.
Yeah.
Isn't that just a square?
Turns out.
I think a wedge I think a wedge in football in high school, at least, was a guy that nobody really liked, but he had a propensity for getting, throwing his head in there. As a wedge was supposed to break up a wall. So, like one team on special teams, they
Yeah.
would build a wall, and then the wedge would be the dumb fuck. I was not the wedge, and I would not build no wall neither. I was not the wall building type. I would like to play football right. I mean, like, I don't know, throwing throwing down now that I got cancer, maybe I'd play a little braver. I never wanted to get knocked out or hurt myself, so I would mainly spear. I did a lot of did a lot of shit that they would throw you out for now. And that'd have
Sure.
been all right. I wish I would have played in a time where they penalized, because then
Yeah.
wow, man, I got a lot of wedge pillow shit I can do.
Look at
But
that.
but like all I wanted to do was be in uniform and
This
hit.
is going to end up just being like, if we could have pictures of Andy with his wedge pillow, it's just going to be Andy fucking his wedge pillow. It's a
Yeah.
different position.
I am
That,
feeling,
that looks like the one you can only get at the sex shop.
Yeah.
It's not the
Yeah.
regular wedge
Yeah.
pillow.
This one's got a hole in it.
Good Lord, man! I'm watching. I'm just seeing breaking news as a thing. Oh, fuck!
Yeah.
I'm glad I detached from things, but you guys will tell me if I need to arm myself and build a blockade.
World War III is about to start, but it won't affect us.
Well, as long as Rogan's kept in check, I don't think the rest of us are going to be bothered by another world war.
Once Rogan, when the war starts, I'm sure they'll send Rogan over there, and he'll become a war hero, and everyone will like him again.
You know what? Russia's been getting. I think like it should be a bunch of people, because Russia, they're competing in the Olympics. They've been banned
Yeah.
from the Olympics, but they have a team called the Russian Olympic Organization, and that's
Uh-huh.
their punishment. And I don't think they can do their national anthem when they win
Right.
something. But that's weak. I mean, that's not a punishment.
Right.
Like, how about douchebags? Oh, it looks like the douchebags are going to medal or
The
something, so that we
cheaters.
all,
Just call them the cheaters.
yeah, the cheaters. Oh, okay, another medal for the cheaters. Well, this probably is legit. I don't know. Well, can we trust it? Yeah, but they just act like it's just a reconfigured team.
They say they don't want to, it's not the fault of the competitors now. They're not the ones who did the thing that got Russia in trouble with the Olympics. So they shouldn't be punished. But then that means no one's going to get punished. So
Yeah.
you should just say, no, you can't be in the Olympics. Your country's not in the Olympics. And if that bothers you, you should be mad at your country. Like you're right. That isn't a punishment at
Then
all.
try
Instead of
harder
calling
in the
it Russia, they
Paralympics.
called it the ROC. And it's like, well, everybody knows what that is. So Russia's still there.
Yeah, that's 1K from being rock, and that fucking looks good on a jacket. Oh, rock. That's
And
like, yeah.
they will always know that was their win.
Right.
I mean, the
Right.
only way to punish them is to not have them be able to fucking compete.
That's a good point, Shaylee. That's what they should do. They should say, fine, all of your people can be in the Olympics, but they have to be split up and spread out amongst all the other teams. And then everybody gets like one Russian person on their team.
Yep.
And then that medal goes to America or
Like
Peru.
having a girl in kickball on your team. Yeah.
Just being around one Russian can poison a whole team.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, man. Now that I'm going to do a wedge workout this afternoon.
Yeah, do it, man.
Get a
those
couple
legs
of.
up.
I don't know. I think I'm limited to what I can lift for weight, which
Uh-huh.
I don't care. Laundry. I can throw the laundry downstairs. I put like I'm taking advantage of it. Like I'm more hot. Like I get along better with that one when she's doing what my daughter's got nursing skills. Not so much. I got administration here. She tends to poke her head in when I'm sleeping, and then she goes and ask if I want anything, and then it startles me awake, and then I go, what? And then that's awkward. It's like, just stay in administration. I can go down and get my own Jello now. Uh, well, that's like S&M with the wedge pillow
Yeah,
too.
that seems a little odd, right
Where's the
That's
rest
a
of
medical
where's the
device,
rest
guy.
of the
I want to
picture?
see the rest of that
Yeah,
picture. What's
yeah.
happening in the rest of that picture?
Chuck Norris is down there doing his fucking workout. Yeah,
It's
man, the
actually
wedge.
from a medical supply. It's called the upper extremities wedge set.
Ooh, that's
I think I
like
saw
Paramount
them on the
Plus.
side stage at Lollapalooza in
I'd rent
Yeah.
that.
They were good. They broke up, but yeah, they were good.
Yeah. I think Marilyn Manson was going to endorse those in his
Uh,
basement. But, hey, that's just rumors, and I don't go
just
by rumors.
rumors. All
Uh,
those women are lying.
Yeah, I'm just out to burn Steve too. I'm out to burn Steve because he bored me. Okay, he was a bad
Yeah.
date. I was the aggressor. I was like, "Come on, Mister, is this all the you don't know about no cocaine?"
All I want to do is take this kid to a movie into Ponderosa, and he keeps trying to fuck me.
Hey, Mister, do you think we could snort some of them jet lag pills? Yeah, I would like that was I wish my daughter would have been there. She would have asked those questions too. I should have had a list when I did that confrontation to go, what was those pills I took? Just curious because I want to do them again. They seem to knock me out.
Uh-huh.
I think they were I don't know. If he had good connections, they were the Cosby. Because why wouldn't you go with the what are those? The
Quaaludes.
Quaaludes, yeah. But I could have been on
Yeah.
like Valium or whatever it was, but I know California to Oregon flight, and I don't know if Steve's a listener, but I'm on to you, buddy. I think that was a ruse to get me to sleep heavy.
Well, not only
Anyway,
that, but I mean,
that's why I started face
isn't
sleeping.
jet lag about changing time zones? It's not
Yeah,
about
I
necessarily
know.
being on a long flight, right?
Right.
It's about adjusting to the new time, and you can't.
Exactly.
But you're staying on Pacific time the
I
entire
know.
time, so there's
That
no time change
that's
at
that's
all.
the
Yeah,
origin story of my face sleeping too.
there's a
I
north
know if I
south
laid on my
rotation.
belly, that half of the fun was eliminated. It seemed to be the part he was most interested in anyway. You
Uh-huh.
know, I'm glad he wasn't an ass man, but it would have probably, been the same as waking up from a colonoscopy.
Uh-huh.
would have
Uh,
it would have foiled your face sleeping defense. That's
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
would have cured you of
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I don't know that I was a face sleeper before those, but I always wanted to hide that, or at least I eventually realized I was like, I need to tuck this thing. How to put this away, and in fact, it was away. I'm not even sure how it got out.
Oh shit.
I saw a sport. It was like a marathon on the skis, cross country skis,
Mhm.
and a guy. And they said he had COVID and earlier, and then he competed, and they were saying how he's got to be disappointed in the performance. It's like, isn't COVID still killing people or causing lung problems? I
Yeah.
was like, I thought that was a big fucking deal, and they're just acting like an Olympian had it a week ago, but he should be real disappointed in his performance in a fucking marathon.
Yeah, he's still alive. He should be
He's
happy.
he's still Dutch. Could be way worse. You could have competed for the Americans. Fucking. That's where I would want to be. Is I like, and I'm Dutch anyway, so I should just go back. Like, I've been grandfathered in.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm either, I
What
think
would be
that's,
your sport in the Winter Olympics if you could do a sport?
I think curling,
I
like
like
women,
curling.
but women's curling. I would have to coach it. I think I'd want to coach
So wait, so
women's
you're gonna
curling.
declare yourself a trans woman so that you can compete against the ladies at a sport in which being a man gives you no advantage at all?
Well, I just think it's, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think women and men should compete equally in curling.
Well, they have a mixed. They have mixed
Yeah, but it should just
doubles.
be like fucking dudes taking on women. Looks like the American men are going down to the Swedish women. Like the Swedish women, that's what made me really watch the sport.
Of
It's like,
curling?
yeah, they're sweeping and they're yelling at each other. They have to remain calm.
So it's like
You're
it's
mixing a
hot.
lot of fetishes here.
Yeah, they're good looking and they're kind of doing housework.
Exactly.
They're not.
And they're
They're
good
not
at
yelling at me. They're yelling at each other.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's the perfect sport, and I got to find out when that's happening.
It's
I'm
happening
gonna,
now.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm gonna,
happening now.
Every
I
time I
watched a
turn
little
it
bit.
on, it's curling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
specifically
days.
the women's curling. And,
What I like the most about curling is that I've watched a lot of it and I still have no fucking idea what's going on. It's one of those sports that even I get it. I have the basic understanding that it's shuffleboard on ice, but I also don't I still don't understand the rules or
could
what's
you
happening.
imagine like
It doesn't matter.
going?
It doesn't matter how much I watch. It doesn't. I don't. It doesn't
Nothing
get
becomes
into my
clear.
brain.
Would you be
Yeah.
embarrassed like if you just discovered you were really great at cornhole and you were good enough to be professional and get? I mean, like God, really? This is this is, this is my thing. Is throwing a beanbag better than the other guy throws a beanbag?
Well, the first thing I do is take all Castle Rock Kenny's money.
Yeah,
That'd
I'm
be
better.
worth it just
I know
just for
this. I'm better at cornhole than he is. You talk about a face sleeper.
Uh,
That's one of the Bisbee folk I miss the most.
I love Kenny.
I know Kenny and it's like Mayberry. It's like their stupid thing there. It says Mayberry on acid, but Kanopka. Like you run into Kanopka downtown, and it is like a little bit of Mayberry. If Mayberry had people that used to like each other that are no longer following them on Facebook. Now, Barney, you can just take that. All right, I
Yeah.
was doing a Barney impression while saying Barney, but it's like if Barney blocked a goober, and that probably did happen, but they got over it because Andy made them see that it's just social media. You two boobs.
Somebody told me the other night. I thought this was really interesting. Have you guys watched Ted Lasso?
Not yet, but I
I've seen
got
No?
first season.
Yeah. So someone pointed out to me that Ted Lasso is like the modern day Andy Griffith, and I was like, oh, that's actually really, really that's really interesting to think that because he's like this super nice guy who does all of these. He's funny, but he's sweet, and he learns lessons, and he teaches people around him to be better. And I was like, wow, that really is like that's what Andy Griffith was. It's like we haven't had a guy like that for a while.
hey man, that word's kind of like
Sudeikis is kind of
I don't
sliding into that role.
the Andy Griffith is kind of like the N bomb for me. I was a lot of kids goofed on me, and that was a thing. Like they called
Oh
me
yeah,
Andy
they
Griffith.
called you.
Oh, yeah,
That was
yeah.
your
Chase me around the playground. I'm running, Andy Griffith, Andy Griffith. Like
your
what? You
name could
saying
have been
I'm?
Barney. It could have been worse.
Yeah,
You think any
yeah.
kid named Otis fucking
You kn-
survives the Andy Griffith show?
well, thank God I wasn't Goober. Yeah, fucking Goober. That's what fucking Andy Griffith. And even years later, because it's in syndication, some kid had come up and hit Andy Griffith. I get it. Just doesn't sting, man. But
Listen to you.
Andy Griffith.
You feel like you got picked on because people called you Andy Griffith.
Because
Well, I
people
remember.
people
I have
call
a
him
last name Shaley, so the first thing out of their mouths is Snaily. Okay,
Yeah.
they didn't call me Jack. They called me.
Andy's upset because they compared him to one of the most iconic and beloved pure American characters.
And
How dare
what about Shank? Anybody going to go tease the kid who's named after something you put in the side of somebody in prison?
I didn't.
Only
I didn't
one.
get teased a lot.
Yeah.
Have
Maybe
you met my friend Steve Murder? No one makes fun of him.
I
Kill
did
Shank.
get teased a lot as a young kid. That's not true, but later I didn't when I understood what shank meant.
Yeah, there's a I don't know, I was in a group of kids that we just gave each other shit. So it was kind of, you know,
Yeah, that's called friends.
yeah, yeah. And some
Right, Peter?
nowadays, you know, everybody's woke. I wouldn't call my friends that.
I got people made fun. They weren't even my friends, just kids at school. They told me I looked like Doogie Howser when I was
Really?
that age. Yeah, and
And I bet they
that
went to
was
the MD
horrible.
shortly
I hated
after.
that.
Oh yeah, you want to go see a doctor, motherfucker? Shanker is like the what's the guy on the guy who does all the killing in Yellowstone? Uh,
That's Rip.
Rip, yeah.
That's Cole Hauser. We've
Uh-huh.
been down this road too. That's the best character on the show by far. He's the one guy who really does seem like he is an actual murderous cowboy.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like they take, you know, it's like just because you brand somebody doesn't mean they're going to be good at murdering. And they do, they work out, you know, but they don't train
Yeah.
on the ranch for that shit. And it's like, you know, that cowboy shit's only going to get you so far. Here, take a machine gun and learn how to work this.
Just seems like if you're living in the bunkhouse, eventually you're gonna go, "Hey man, I haven't seen Carl for a while. What do you suppose happened to him?"
Mm-hmm.
You don't think they murdered him, do you? Like, there's going to be talk, you know? It's
Uh-huh.
like, there's going to eventually people are just going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to take off. I'm not going to tell anybody because that's always their mistake. They always tell them they're leaving. You
Mm-hmm.
can't leave.
Yeah, you can't ever leave the
You
Yellowstone. They
can't
can only
leave your brand.
send you away.
Yeah. You,
But
you could just fucking get the fuck out of there.
I wouldn't take any job that required like loyalty or like you got to get a tattoo. Boss wants everybody to get, yeah, all right. I think the fast food places are hiring. They're up to
Exactly.
fucking 14 an hour now. And I don't have to live in a bunkhouse.
Hmm.
Imagine a fucking bunkhouse living with a job. It's like
No
you
fucking
get
way.
off work and then it's all your fucking work people. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that was
Cowboy.
like comedy condos. You had to stay, and as a headliner, Erickson and Andrus, you guys, you'd be bunked with whoever was the opener or the middle act for the week. But then after that week was done, you went to somewhere else and did another one, and you would do a string of those. In a band, we would go and do a gig 3 months in Guam.
Uh-huh.
We're living with the people in your band where you go out, where this idea of killing someone that's in the
Yeah.
organization sounds like a good idea to me. After
Mhm.
2 months of listening to fucking
Yeah.
these belly achers complain about something when he's got the best job in the world, you just want to fucking murder him.
Yeah. I remember that one of my first comedy gigs at the Red Lion in Coos Bay, and I had my own room, and my brother Dave, who's a musician, he was like, "Wow, you get your own room?" Like, you know, but for the most part, you only bunked up in a comedy condo. They would
Uh-huh.
usually get, I mean, you know, comedy clubs could have been cheaper in that and just made you share a room, but you'd get your own motel room. But the comedy condo, you ever go into one as a headliner and have like the feature stuff in the big room? You got to,
No,
you
that
know,
never. No.
yeah, that happened to me once in Boise, and I had to move the shit, or I
Uh-huh.
just put my stuff by the door. And he goes, "Oh, is there a specific room that?" Well,
Yeah, the big one
not
with the
really.
fucking TV in it, dipshit. It was
Yeah,
That
the
private
one.
bathroom, that's for the headliner.
Yeah, the one without out all the porn magazines under the bed and the fucking dirty looking sheets. You know those like you know they barely clean the condos, and
Nothing
it's like
grosser. Like it was always the best way to tell how long someone had been in comedy based on how excited they were about the comedy condo. When I started doing comedy, I thought the comedy condo was the greatest thing in the world because it was better than a hotel room because you had a kitchen and you could
oh,
cook and you could do
so close
whatever.
to the club.
It's right there and it's fucking, you can hang out. And then after you've been doing it for a while, you're like, the last thing I want to do is be in some shitty apartment with some dipshit I don't know that I am forced to make conversation with for 4 days. And
Yeah.
everything's going to be gross. And yeah, there's a kitchen, but there's only going to be one pot and it doesn't have a lid.
Yeah.
And the skillets, there's nothing to cook in. There's the silverware's gone. You know, the coffee maker doesn't work. It's like, oh, this is way worse than even the worst
Hmm.
Motel 6. Put me
Yeah.
in a
It's
fucking hotel, please.
And not one chance of a pillow upgrade.
No,
No.
never.
Yeah, never. Uh,
That's
well,
where
it's like,
pillows go to die.
and I think one of the nicer ones we stayed in was in Appleton. I mean, it was clean or whatever, but
The
Cliff was
fucking
always so,
condo?
well, I
That
mean,
piece of shit condo? Are you talking
yeah,
about?
I'm saying nicer than some Harvey's but
And we've told this story on this podcast before, but our good buddy Cliffy, who ran the Appleton condo, the one aspect of that guy's life where he was completely in the wrong was the way he dealt with comedians in that condo, and he was a
yeah,
complete asshole about it. And
uh-huh,
he ran it like you were a seventh grader and he was your dad, and it was
hmm
like, nope, you know, I'm not
yeah. When you walk
like the
into
whole thing. Like
anything,
we've talked about this before. Like, like they wonder why comics are alcoholics. Well, they give you free alcohol at the show, and then they put you up in a place, and then they make a rule that no one can come over. You can't have anyone over. So you're forced to be alone for 5 days. The only people you know is the staff at the comedy club, and they're not allowed to come back to the condo
Yeah, they'll lose their job.
because they'll lose. Right. So now you're forced to be alone while being given free alcohol. And then they
uh-huh,
wonder why we all commit suicide in our 50s when our livers are failing. It's fuck, and that was what happened with us. Was Andy and I and our good buddy Jake Muddy Shoes Baker, who came in one night at the condo, and it had been fucking raining like, for days, and he tracked mud into the condo, and Cliff lost his fucking
yeah,
mind. He lost his fucking mind.
yeah. Oh, remember the prank I did to him? I was finding a bunch of stuff in the trash can or
Oh
the
yeah, no, we
dumpster, and I put
we
that broken TV in
we
there
put
with
the
the
TV. We took the TV
and put it in a room
and
or
we
closet.
took the main TV out of the living room and we put it in the closet in the headliner's room. And Andy found this broken ass TV, old TV in the dumpster. We put it where the
with
TV
with the
was. And then we took he also had there as punishment to comedians a
eight,
bunch
yeah,
of
eight.
videotapes that comedians had sent in to try to get
Mm-hmm.
booked. So you could watch other comedians fucking audition tapes at the
Oh,
club. It was terribly mean. But
Yeah.
we found Augie's. Augie
Oh, it's
Smith's
doggy.
videotape was in there, and he was headlining the next week. So we took that videotape and we put it in the TV, like someone had
The screen
broken
had,
the
yeah.
screen of the TV. So we put the videotape in the broken part of the TV, like someone chucked Augie's videotape at the TV and broke it. Hilarious,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Hilarious. And we left. We left. That was the end of our week. That's how we left the place. It was otherwise we'd cleaned up the mud. The muddy shoes thing was over and
yeah.
done. We cleaned it up. We cleaned up the kitchen. You had to do all of your dishes. You had to, like, if you left a dirty
Uh-huh.
fucking dish, he got pissed off. We cleaned up everything else, and we did, and that's what we left was this broken TV with Augie Smith's videotape.
And his mom cleaned the place.
And his mom came in the next day and fucking told Cliff that they broke the TV, and we got fucking banned from Appleton. And even though he later found out that it was just a joke and it wasn't even the real TV, he was still like, still fuck you. Like, no,
Yeah.
no, no. You don't get to do the you broke the TV thing. We didn't break the TV, you fucking tight ass.
Yeah. He's probably way better as a person now that he's away from comics on the regular.
100%. It broke him. But
Mm-hmm.
that's why you don't that's why you're better off. And that's another thing about that condo is the only the headliner's room had a door. The feature act's bedroom was a fucking curtain.
Mm-hmm.
Not cool. Not
Yeah.
cool. You got
Yeah.
to have a door.
You
And
know
it's
who
like just don't he would go crazy because it was his mom who cleaned the condo and she wanted to come over at like 7 a.m. on Sunday morning. So you had to be out of there by fucking
mm-hmm.
sunrise and everything already
On
had
the
to be
travel day.
cleaned. Yeah. And it was just like, look, here's the thing, Cliffy. Just don't have your mom clean it. Have someone else clean it. Don't fucking You're getting all wrapped up in this because she's losing her mind because she's cleaning up after comedians. Don't
Uh-huh.
make your mom do that.
Yeah, that's like that nasty couple that stayed in this room. It's like you want to burn sage and all that shit. It shouldn't be your mother doing it. God damn it.
You can't compare what three comics do in a condo over a drunken fucking
I don't
crazy
know.
weekend to
They had
burn
a
sage.
they had to
You can't
replace a
liken it
dildo. They had the
That was a
there's one
pretty
dildo.
extreme story.
Yeah.
I mean, they were going at it up here. I mean, I look around and I can't believe it.
They were buying meth in the rain from a guy in a pickup truck.
Yeah,
That's a fucking dedicated.
and
That
yeah,
might have been Grubhub, dude. You don't know.
they're the only ones who didn't review us in a positive. They didn't review us,
Yeah.
but that's all right. Firm bed
Shaylee,
for
any
grinding it out.
sorry.
They were a couple that doesn't exist anyway, so it'd be like well, anyway, I won't throw any analogies out there. I don't want to name names.
What were you gonna say, Chad?
Oh, I was gonna say any meth dealer who's not also doing Grubhub is just a bad businessman.
Yeah, it's a lot of downtime.
I mean,
Yeah.
I used to know a dude that sold Avon from a bicycle.
Well, plus you also need that legit cover, right? You need that
Yeah.
excuse.
Expenses for your
Mhm.
taxes.
Yeah, what are you doing out this late, and what's all that money from? Grubhub.
That's where that toothless lady got the lipstick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Profiling. You get some fast talking skinny woman with missing teeth in a car and you're not profiling? I mean, that should be who the cops are worried about is squirrely tweakers. It should be like another squirrely tweaker shot running away from police or whatever. But
Mhm.
anyway,
it's not as fun.
I just doomed my people, but I'm sorry. Larry don't go out much. Oh yeah. That
That's
was
it?
basically the ad.
That is the ad.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
I saw a nicer mouth there.
The
So
gist.
I look at it and I see the glass is half full. But that was the awful joke I had. I mean, wouldn't you break them out with something? Baby, this is going to hurt for a couple of hours. But goddamn, I ain't going to watch you eat corn anymore. Not off the cob.
Our corn can be creamed.
Mm-hmm. But that's I don't know, man. Maybe that was just they were mixing meth bad or weren't, because I don't think I've seen plenty of tweakers, and I've only seen the tweaker teeth on ones in Hollywood and in Coos County, down where I'm from. I've seen a few of them, but I think maybe meth has gotten better.
Quality's gone up. It's not as bad for you.
I mean, if that's your thing, you don't want to smoke meth because people's teeth get rotten. It's like, is it still doing that, or is that propaganda? Do the research, bro.
Just asking questions. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, just asking questions.
Yeah, it never made sense to me. Meth made me want to like take a shower and brush my teeth and do just regular responsible stuff.
Shaylee and Erickson were around me on meth, and remember that was when I took off early from a show because I thought the audience were demons. Their eyes all lit up.
That Duluth?
No, not Duluth. That was in Amsterdam.
Oh,
that festival.
Yeah. No,
and I went out and I just got scared and ran off. Not scared of comedy. I was just scared.
No, it was me and you and Christine Levine, and Christine did 5 minutes, and then Andy came out and followed that with a solid 8 minutes.
Yep.
And then Hennigan's like, "Oh,
no, nobody's doing their time.
Go, Brett, go. You have to do the whole rest of it." All right.
And then at some point, it was nudity on stage. Is that right? Levine was naked.
Yeah, and they don't give a shit about that over there.
I know.
Well, yes, they didn't care that we were naked, but we came out naked behind you and goose stepped like Nazis. And it
Yeah,
turns out in Holland, they do care about that. That
lot.
seemed to
A
be
lot.
something we probably shouldn't have
that's
done.
when their eyes lit up like demons, and I had to get out of there. Or did I?
I don't.
Yeah,
That might have even been a different night. I don't remember, but it was. I remember that seemed to be a big focus of some of the.
I wish we had I wish we had a camera crew that would have not made us aware there was a camera crew and taped us that whole night from the smoke in the light bulb.
Uh-huh.
I want to see what that 24 hours looked like.
Oh my God.
It's like one of those Breaking Bad where they show, like 24 hours.
Montage.
Yeah, that was a crazy 24 for sure.
Yeah, dude, it was wild.
That's
It's
why you
fun
don't
because I
smoke
see
meth.
I see Jason Rouse here in Austin all the time. We share our Amsterdam stories because he was part of the Danger Zone Canadian crew whose
Uh-huh.
whose cubicle we climbed into to steal their light bulb to break it to smoke meth out.
Yeah.
And they couldn't
It's a,
understand why in
it's
their
like
green room they didn't have a light bulb the next day. It was
It's like when the army goes and breaks in and steals the marine supplies.
like,
We scaled a wall to steal a light bulb because we wanted light in our.
yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
you, danger zone.
yeah.
Danger zone, man. We are
Yeah, we
unbookables.
felt like we had a rivalry with them, even though they didn't know it.
Yeah.
So we had to teach these cocksuckers a lesson, even though they didn't know they were in a fight with us. And I
We all
love
have
Jason Rouse. He's
yeah.
fucking great. He's a great guy, and I love him. He's a sweetheart. He's also a sick son of a bitch. So
Sean Rouse's older brother. No.
yeah, it would seem that way.
Yeah. Yeah, they could sit in the brother zone for sure.
Hmm.
All
Oh shit! All right, boys.
right.
Well, it's
Call
good to
it
see you
good.
guys again. Yeah, I think so. We've been at
Yeah.
this for a couple hours. I mean,
Yeah.
Shaylee hasn't, but the rest of us have been doing this for a good solid 2 hours.
Well, guys,
Shirley has to stay by himself for 20 minutes after we leave.
before this, I was actually doing season 3 of Mixtape Time Machine
Wait a minute.
1994.
So you were on
94.
another podcast, and you were late for this podcast when you were the one who selected this time as the time to record this podcast.
No, that's not what happened. What happened was after Mixtape was over, I had an hour and I lost track of time because I had some things to get ready for tomorrow and everything. And then we ordered food because I had that 1 hour to eat in. And then Tracy's like, "What time's your podcast?" I go, "I got time. It's not till 4." She goes, "It's 4:30." So
Thank you, Tracy.
yeah, sorry
Yeah.
about
So
that.
tell us about season 3 of Mixtape Time Machine. What's happening?
We're changing it up a little bit. John Norris and Matt Collins, the two comics from Anchorage, they from 1994. They're each going to pick a song, but they're not going to tell each other which song they picked, and they're going to pick the song based on a theme. So this first one was 1994 artists where the lead singer's dead, and then the next one is love songs. So, and then they go head to head, and they have to fight for their song.
So what was 94? Was that Nirvana versus Gin Blossoms?
No,
Blind Melon.
no.
Maybe?
Cranberries versus Soundgarden.
Oh, ooh. Well, that's an
right.
easy one, that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fun.
You gotta.
I guess
be
we'll
able to
see
argue.
how it plays out.
We do not let the truth or actual facts get in the way of making an argument either.
Good.
So that has stayed true to the form of Mixtape Time Machine. So
Good deal. And Chad, are you doing any twitching?
Man, my Twitch has actually been fun. I've been driving around in my side-by-side in the desert
I saw that in your trailer.
while twitching, and I get the more viewers than ever. Yesterday, I went out shooting guns in the desert. It's been a lot of fun doing not video game, just bullshit stuff around.
So, hey, Chad, I was going to ask you. But I got here late, so I had to wait to the end.
Stay here.
The sighting in, were you sighting in your Luger? What were you were doing something, but like, is it a thing where you're like at a bench and you've got the sandbags and you're like, oh, so it's not that.
I was sitting in the front of my side-by-side while drinking beer and Twitch streaming. I probably shot about 400 rounds.
Wow.
Wow.
It was
Awesome.
It was just fun.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
awesome,
I'll
dude.
be on the lookout. I'm signed up. My daughter got me all squared away on all these forgotten codes and shit.
Mhm.
So I'm back on Twitch, following. I think I just follow Chad and Brett Brock on the Twitch, but that's
Perfect.
enough so
Oh yeah.
far.
And so jump on Twitch and watch Chad shoot shit, hang out with him. Andy's got stickers for sale. He's a
Yeah.
sticker
Oh
man now.
fuck! Oh goddamn cancer! Burns. Got a bunch of these. Well, I'm sending 4 of them out in an envelope. $10,
Oh man,
postage included.
that's a bargain at twice the price. $10.
Well, $10, and of course you guys will probably see none of the profits.
If
You talking
someone
to
tried
us,
to sell
Ian?
me that for $10, I'd pay them 15.
That's right.
Really? Well, that's because you know I have cancer in my belly.
And
I'm a pity case. Yeah, they cut it out.
And you are sending the stuff, right, Andy? You're not...
I am. That's my job. I get up. That's like 5 in the morning. I rolled on my side and figured I got to stuff them envelopes and finish that up because I got the last of the stickers in the mail, and then I was all ready to go. And it's not mail day, so
well,
that's how
tomorrow
I
will
head
be
of
a
it.
big day for you. Then you'll be
Yeah,
back.
if I got orders today, I'll stuff them envelopes tomorrow. It's what I do now. I'm an office manager.
And thank you to Acme Tiki
Yeah, Acme
for
Tiki for designing
setting
them.
you up.
He
He's
sent me the 3 for
he's
free.
great.
Yeah, he's awesome. I met him in Denver.
Yeah.
Come out.
And I don't have it with me. It's downstairs. I just yesterday or 2 days ago got my copy of the Pine Barren Stratagem, Ken Harris book. So I'm very excited about jumping in.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't had a
got that
chance to
on
do that yet,
Audible.
but I'm looking forward to diving into the world of Steve Rockfish.
Yeah,
So thank you for that, Ken.
I got to redo the whole book because I had it in Death Valley and lost it, and I've got it on Audible. I think I read better through having somebody read to me.
So you read better when someone else is reading?
Yeah, I don't see the difference, you know.
Whatever,
But
man.
yeah. Anyway,
Fuck yeah.
Wait, and Erickson, don't you have a weekly podcast?
I have a podcast with William Montgomery. If you guys want to check it out, it's on YouTube. We drop new episodes every Wednesday night. So check out the William Montgomery show. That guy is he's a little red bearded, bald
where's he
Andy
from?
Andrus type from Memphis, Tennessee. You'll
Uh,
like him. He's a
yeah.
he's a wild man and he's a good dude. And get a kick out of hanging out with him. So yeah, check that out on YouTube if you haven't yet. I'd appreciate it.
All right.
So that's it. All right, sounds good. And thank you guys for being out there. And Shaylee's going to be on set for another little while. What's happening with you?
Yeah, I'll most of next week, and then I'm in Boise for a week working with my brother, and then back here for the last week of shooting, and then tour with Doug. I think 12 dates in California, and those are all up on the website.
Nice. Check it out. Awesome. Fantastic. All right, you guys. Thank you 3 guys for being there. It's my favorite time of the week to talk to you guys. Even today, I was so hungover. I was like, God damn it. I wish I didn't have to fucking do this. Fuck. I would just rather lay down and go to sleep. But then when I start doing it, I'm always thankful I've done it. It rejuvenates me.
I am laying down.
That's because you've got your wedge pillow
Wedged.
placed
Yeah.
improperly and you're laying on the point.
I don't know. I think it's proper.
Feels good, right?
I'll have somebody snap a picture of me with my open belly wound and laying on the wedge like that, and they'll get it.
I love it. I just realized Andy's been doing the wedge wrong the whole way. His ass has been up in the air, going, I guess this is the way.
This is what it is.
Well,
Trying
if
to
Eric,
balance on the fucking.
if Eric the male nurse were here, he would appreciate because I could just kind of lean over the wedge pillow and grip it while he put the
Okay,
suppository of my ass. He did an index finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a long one.
He didn't work there, Andy. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, he's very good at what he does, whether he gets money for it or not.
Yeah,
Love the
either
game.
way.
Love of the game.
Okay. Hell yeah. All right, you guys. We love you guys. Thanks for being out there. Spread the word. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Join us on Patreon. If you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't jumped onto our Patreon yet, we would love it if you did that. It's basically just a tip jar. And that would be nice. So do that. Tell
Well, we
your
got
friends.
plans. We got plans for some other stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Way
And
to
I mean,
tease it,
that's.
Andy.
I
Way to
mean,
tease it.
if you don't sign up for the Patreon after a pitch like that, what the fuck do you
Yeah,
need?
you're dead
What more
inside.
could you possibly fucking want?
$5 a month for that and more? Shit.
We've got some shit planned, probably.
Shit, Holmes, you've
Okay.
already won.
We'll send you a goddamn sticker.
Yeah. Send $10 and send a sticker. I'll send
Oh
you a
yeah.
bunch of
All right. We fucking love you guys. Thanks for being out there, and we'll be right back here next week doing the same stupid shit. See you later.
It doesn't smell. It went through the laundry.